Hi, Vincent.
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning. Elizabeth?
You didn't even give me a chance.
You were taken for freaking ever. The people can't wait that long.
Some of us have to work.
Yeah, well, work faster.
Here.
What was that?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay.
Where's my coffee, though?
It's up there on the counter still, right where you left it 20 minutes ago when you set it down. Good freaking morning, all you freaking awesome freaking people. I changed the topic.
Okay, good.
You gotta guess what it is.
How to choose dinner?
We could figure that out. We could solve the world's problems.
I mean,
we
you're
would
not
solve world peace.
You're not wrong.
Solve world peace?
Solve world peace. You sound like what are the ladies that can barely...
Oh!
What?
I already forgot about the dang thing, and I just saw yours. We gotta show the people.
Okay, hold on. I gotta fix my hair. I'm just gonna leave it down. It's one of those days. Static is not my friend.
What are you doing?
What'd you decide
What
on?
are you eating?
Nothing.
I disagree. You're eating something.
It was peanut butter.
It was? You found a peanut butter one?
I smelled it.
You have it in your beard.
This ain't gonna happen today. It's okay. It's alright. Vinny got us Christmas
Oh
gifts.
man, somebody tried to rip my damn ear off yesterday.
It only takes 8 pounds of force.
Look at this. Can you see that big old mark there? Somebody tried to rip my damn ear off yesterday. Anyway, Vincent gave us a birthday or a Christmas present.
I mean,
Why are you so disappointed in me?
It's almost. It's almost my birthday.
It's almost my birthday.
He gave us both
almost your
a Christmas present this morning.
Birthday.
It says, just for you. Hey, look at this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh.
This is such a Vinny thing.
It is. It's so awesome. It makes me so happy.
He'll just randomly like, hey, Liz, hey, and then he'll like pull one of these out of nowhere.
I don't pull them out of nowhere.
I mean,
They come out of responsible areas, like right there. They come out of responsible areas.
So what are we talking about today, Elizabeth?
what?
Instant panic in her face.
Okay, so first off, we have to discuss 12 days of Christmas. What day is it?
17.
The 17th.
Hold on.
10%
Try not to mess this up.
Raffles.
Hold on.
Oh, man.
Oh boy, here we
The
go.
world's about... Well, I don't need those.
Where's the flippy? Oh, there it is. Here we go. Boop. Okay, we're gonna go right here.
How about you go in front of it?
Okay.
So that you get... Okay.
Look at me go. Woo! Okay, so what is today? 17th. 10% off all rifles. And a
boy.
free extra shooter on a range lane. That is fantastic. And then look what we got the rest of the week coming up. I mean, whoop.
It's all the sound effects.
It's all the sound effects.
all the sound effects.
You get those for free.
And then all the sales on Christmas Eve.
Except
Tell us.
the 50% off training. Sorry.
You're not supposed to say it out loud.
It's only one day.
Only sound effects.
Yes.
Okay, so let's try to put this back and not mess it up.
Your framing's off. You're way low.
Thank you.
Fix it.
How do I do that?
Shit.
Wrong one.
Oh!
What? See, this is why I couldn't play Tomb Raider.
Why?
Why would you push it up if I want to look down?
Don't you lift your head up when you look down?
No. You broke my brain. It's not even 9 o'clock yet.
I mean, when you look down, your head, you actually get taller.
Only if your head is shaped that way. like an alien or something.
Oh, my goodness. Miss Peggy, good morning.
Hi, Mom.
Andy Miller, good morning.
Hey, Andy. Hi, Peggy.
So, yeah, we have 12 Days of Christmas going on. If you're a member, you can take advantage of any of the 12 days anytime. even stuff that has passed, like yesterday was 10% off of all Mossberg stuff. Oh, I thought you were going to feed me.
Oh no! Oh no!
The baby bird. Let's do it! Oh my God, it'd be so. I think I'd throw up.
We need to have another goofball challenge.
What's that going to be? What are we going to do this time?
I don't know. I come up. No, it's your.
You come up with what?
The live topics.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know. You
Because you didn't come up with it. Jim, good frickin' morning. Don Fitz. Yo. Today I want to talk about shit, what did I name it? There's the people. Self-defense versus stuff defense.
Self-defense versus stuff defense.
Yeah.
Oh, did you actually title it that?
Yes.
That's pretty creative.
I know. Because I'm smart and stuff.
And stuff.
And really,
Why is Vinny like
Wink
this?
at my own mother. Why is Vinny like you?
I don't know. You made them that way.
Phil asks him that all the
Just
time.
saying,
Why
yes.
are you like this?
Anyway, yeah. Yesterday there was
Oh yeah.
a news story on, I'm sure on all the stations, but on KSGK, that somebody was shot and killed after chasing down a bad guy who stole their car. Right? Am I remembering that correctly?
I don't think that it was their car. It was just that they were robbed at gunpoint. I think is what they
All right,
said.
I'm gonna go let them
Oh, no, I will do that and look up
know.
the story.
No, you can talk.
But I need to look up the story to confirm.
Panic.
We're like not talking about anything.
Yeah, we just gotta stand here and look pretty.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, you know what we did forget to talk about is the wheel. Charles probably hasn't updated yet, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna go look at it anyway. Hold on, let's go look at the wheel. And Vinny, you have to spin it.
I don't know how to spin it.
Okay, here we go. Go over there. Here he goes. Sell some classes on the way.
Trying, all right.
So, if you come,
What the hell happened here?
if
Why
you
are
come
you
in the
there?
store, hi
got
Randy.
excited.
If you come, if you come into the range today, you can have one chance at spinning.
These aren't right.
I know.
We told
They
them that
haven't
already.
been changed yet, Elizabeth.
We've already had the disclaimer. It's okay. We panicked.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Spin it, Vin. And you can win. Wow. Vinny, you won 20% off all cleaning supplies. That's really good because you're the one who cleans the car.
That's very true.
It's true.
So you could come in and spin the wheel and win something. You have to use it. That. You have to use it the same day that you win it. And somebody has to watch you do it. So. Okay. Oh, wrong way.
Wrong
again.
way, Elizabeth.
I'm never going to learn this.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's backwards. You give me one good reason.
Always. It's always the same.
But you. How often do I use this thing? Not often. Ever.
So what I heard is you need to practice.
Yes, you need to do it more. Every day.
I'll try to fit it into my schedule to make sure I practice using the gimbal.
Ritz, good morning.
Anyway,
Awkward silence. Why didn't you? How does awkward silence even happen
it
with you
happened.
around?
I know. It's
It did
tough.
happen. It was actually
It's
quite.
tough.
It was quite enjoyable.
It was pretty funny.
Anyway,
Did you say it was enjoyable?
I enjoyed it. I enjoy the quiet. The quiet
mean,
makes me happy.
I get it.
I enjoy the quiet.
I get it.
so
you gotta
did you
come
guys
in
already
for
cover
it.
the whole topic of self-defense versus self-defense?
We
Well,
really
I mean,
didn't want to
obviously.
get into it without you.
Okay, well, that's good.
I like how she says no. I
Still
say
trying
yes.
to look. Here we go. I wanted to confirm whether it was his car or just something. I don't think that it really matters. It doesn't matter.
It
at all.
doesn't really matter.
But the desire to want to protect certain things over others is definitely, kind of a mental thing.
Yeah,
So.
and we talk about this. I know we've talked about it on the live before. absolutely talk about this in CCW classes because it comes up all the time of, well, if somebody's stealing my bicycle or my car or my whatever thing, can I use my firearm? And the very, very simple answer is no. Unless your life is in danger or the life of another person is in danger, you cannot use a firearm. Even if you could, it's not freaking worth it. Now, the way our law is written, it essentially says that you can use physical force to stop somebody from using a thing. And if it escalates to the point of needing to use lethal force to protect your own life, then you can. However, if you cause that escalation, you could have some issues. Could. It's no absolutes, right? But you could have issues, legally speaking. Again, it's not worth it. If there's somebody trying to steal my truck, even though I have the legal right to intervene physically, it's not worth it. It's not worth getting punched in the face over, and it's certainly not worth getting shot over. Okay. In this case, did you see? Was it? It
was at a gas station, so it's just implied that it's a vehicle,
yeah.
But it could just be someone getting into your car while you're pumping gas or something.
Your stuff or whatever.
So it's regardless, and it doesn't matter how high value the thing is. You are a higher value than that.
Yeah.
Period. And I think where most people get lost on this is the fact that you don't think people are willing to escalate to life-altering defense because you wouldn't. Yeah. And you don't know what people will kill for, essentially. I was watching this documentary it was like a true crime-ish type thing, but they were interviewing somebody that used to steal cars for a living. For a living, meaning they woke up every day with the desire to go out and make money by stealing other people's things. That means that was how they put food on their quote-unquote table, which they probably didn't have. But he said he drew a gun on multiple people. He didn't care what happened, and it was in that moment, especially when they're on drugs, their lifestyle is so much different than yours that you cannot imagine taking someone's life over a car, a cell phone, a watch, or whatever it is. Yeah. And you don't live that life, hopefully. And you just can't wrap your brain around it. So it's important to, one, understand that people are willing to capable of doing some horrendous things.
So we saw a very similar thing in Clayton, I don't know, 8 months ago, maybe a year ago, where somebody was, caught somebody stealing their car, went out and tried to intervene, and they lost their life over it because they went out to say, "Hey, that's mine, leave it alone," which seems logical, right? Like, you have a bag of goodies sitting here and it's yours, and you see somebody else pick it up, you're like, "No, that's mine." In the case of these sorts of things where somebody's trying to steal your car or stealing something out of your car, as what happened yesterday, the good guy chased down the bad guy, and the bad guy said, "I'm not dealing with this," and shot and killed him. Shot him in the chest. I believe it was him. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah. Shot him in the chest, and he lost his life over some stuff in their car or their car, whatever the case may be. It's just simply not freaking worth it.
Mm-hmm. So, good morning, Mom. Good morning, Lou. And
Lou, good morning.
Just because you have the tool, you shouldn't want to use it. That's absolutely right. It should be a last resort, and you should be an innocent party. There's actually a situation this reminded me of from before I started carrying concealed. I was sort of involved in something similar to this. Me and my son, who was maybe 2 at the time, we had gone to the park, and I had just gotten a new car. This was the nicest car I'd ever owned. I was so very proud of it, and I love my car. And we pulled into the park, and we get out of the car. We walk over to the playground, and the parking lot's pretty close by. You could see the car easily. Somebody pulls in next to my car, and somebody gets out of the passenger side and then runs on the other side of my car and starts like putting their hands all over it. And the person that was still in the car that had just pulled up next to mine, he got out, and they were like fighting each other or like play fighting or running around my car and just like using my car as like a barricade or whatever. And I mean, they were all over my car. So I yelled across the parking lot, like, hey, get off my car. Well, they didn't hear me the first time, so I yelled louder. And then they looked over, and they seemed to just be like, okay, we're done. And then another car pulled in, and they had some more friends get out. And I was like, my son was playing at the time, and I was like, let's just go. So they actually started walking over to the playground as we were walking to my car. They passed us. Everything seemed to be fine. I started putting my son in the car, and I look over my shoulder, and all that group of people started walking back over to where we were. Now, maybe they were just walking back to their car, but I hurried up and got my son buckled in, got in the car, locked the doors, and next thing I know, they started surrounding my car as I was backing up. So someone stood behind my car, and then someone came up to my window and started like motioning for me to roll down the window, and I was like, and I just kept shaking my head, no, I'm like, get away from my car. And I just kept inching back a little bit by little bit, but eventually they moved. But it was terrifying to be surrounded and trapped. Like, the guy was standing right behind my car to try to keep me from moving. And these were probably older teenagers, young 20s, at a playground that's meant for little kids. It was already a weird circumstance, but you know, I could have probably hit my panic alarm, and they would have never known whose car it was and maybe engaged with us or whatever, or I could have just ignored it or called 911 or whatever the case was. At that moment, it seems like a petty thing to call 911 for, but I don't know. You know, looking back, I don't know. It's just, you just don't know. So, but at the very least, being trapped in my car like that was terrifying. So luckily we got out of there and nothing happened. But it could have, and they could have gotten really mad for me yelling at them or whatever. So
this is a total change of subject, but it's annoying me. Don Fitz mentioned this yesterday. My phone is like freaking out.
Yeah, the
autofocus.
Yeah, focus and
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I saw that too. It's done it a couple
exposure and all that stuff. I don't know if that's going to work on the live, but we'll try.
We'll try. Mm-hmm. It might be because we're at different.
20 on 1, not a fair fight. But hell no.
Right. Yeah.
Uh-oh. I don't even know if I want to read that. All I can see is like childbirth.
Like childbirth equipment. I have it. I don't want to use it.
What?
What?
It happens.
Vincent.
So, again, big picture, your life is worth fighting for. The life of your loved ones is worth fighting for. Your stuff is just not. It's not worth escalating to that point of you losing your life. Now, I don't want to say be a pushover and just let people take things from you.
Sure. Or
right?
damage your things. Like,
Yeah, there's definitely lines that have to be drawn, and you have to know what those lines are. And again, like we say a lot, you think about stuff ahead of time. I don't know who that is. Somebody's here.
Check it.
You need to have those options played out in your head. You know, let's just say in your situation, you see these people running around your car, and you're like, okay, I want to say something. Maybe before you start yelling at them, you think, okay, if I say something, they're like, oh, crap, sorry, lady, and they get in their car and leave. Awesome.
Right.
Or they say, what the hell is your problem?
yeah.
How far away is your kid from you, right? Are you going to be able to, run up into the tunnels at the playground and grab your son and get the heck out of there? Is it worth yelling at him right then, or waiting till you have control of your kid? And just to think about potential options, as long as you have the realization that it's possible they might be trying to figure out whose car that is so they can hurt them or take the car or just be dumb kids.
Yeah, I think that they were overall being dumb kids, but why did they block me in, and then he was telling me to roll down the window. It's possible he just wanted to apologize. Again, I don't.
Not true.
I mean, it's possible, but
Well, yes,
but that's why
possible.
I didn't. The likelihood of that is slim. They seemed combative. As soon as I started walking back over to the car, they instantly decided to turn around and follow us back. So, intimidation, that's definitely something that people like to do just to create that fear in people. But Don says, so this is interesting to me because I've thought about this, because I've come up with some stories to talk about in class, since we teach these things a lot. And I think, so Don says, what area areas you go to, you always have an example of bad things happening. So I live in Afton, and I'm not in a bad area by any means, but this was at Matilda Park, over on Matilda Street Road. But it was in Afton. And then there was a time that I was walking in my neighborhood, and, but that time that I was walking in my neighborhood, if you guys don't know, I was walking, it was like 4:30 in the morning. This car started to pass the street that I was on, and they decided to back up and then travel slowly down the street that I was on, seemingly to engage with me. I decided to jump into a bush to hide because I didn't. It was.
Picture when you say jump into a bush is your feet hanging out of the top, poking out of the top.
I jumped. I am not even kidding. I leapt behind the bush. So let me break it down a little bit more. So me and my dog, I have a German Shepherd. I had all my tools on, my pepper spray, I had my gun and my flashlight, and I'm walking 4:30 in the morning with my dog. I'm walking down this street, and then ahead of me is a street that's perpendicular that has a dead end. Well, a car comes down that perpendicular street, and as it passed the street that I'm on, it started slowing down, turned on their music, and then they put it in reverse, and then started to turn down the street that I was on. Well, I didn't like that. That was an anomaly. It's 4:30 in the morning. I didn't want to talk to anybody when I'm out there by myself. It's dark, and I just didn't want to engage with somebody like that for whatever reason. I don't know. So me and my dog we literally jumped. And then they drove down the street, and they went really slow past the place that I was standing at previously. And then I guess they looked around or something, turned the music back on and took off. So it was weird. And I just trusted my gut and decided to make a decision, and obviously nothing came of that. But, and maybe they were looking for directions. I don't know. But I didn't want to engage with them. Why put myself into something that could potentially be someone looking to scoop me up for some reason? Or I just didn't want to play around with that game. So, Don, I think that something that I want to highlight is the fact that it's more likely for odd things like this to happen to me than you. And I have more of an inclination to trust my gut and get out of there sooner rather than later. So you're a man that's much taller and bigger than I am, and seemingly less vulnerable than I am. Seemingly. So
he did get a new hip.
I could hear Don and go, "Come on, lady, let's go."
He did get a new hip.
He did.
Very true.
So,
He's bionic.
and then I also try to retain these stories so I can talk about them in class. But the likelihood of me being a woman encountering situations like this is higher, way higher than it is for you. So, and honestly, I feel a little combative right now about it, but it's the reality.
I
so.
I think that
They would bring me back. Really, that's right. Thanks.
two big things, right? Just like you said, you're a woman, so it's going to be more prevalent for you, and you pay attention, right? And I mean, you really do. And not that I want to say you see the worst in people, but you see the possibilities. You understand what the possibilities could be. Like you said, could that person at 4:30 in the morning been looking for directions? Like, hey, you live in the area. Where the heck is Burger King? Sure. Probably.
Where's your freaking cell phone?
Yeah.
Like, why are you looking for Burger King at 4? I mean, who knows why you're looking for Burger King at 4:30 in the morning? But yeah, it was just an anomaly, and it wasn't worth it. So.
Yeah, and it's so to somebody else that might not feel as threatened by that because they only see the good that people do and that can happen. They have a hard time imagining somebody rolling up to them in the middle of their neighborhood and grabbing them by the hair and pulling them into a car, right? You can see that, and a lot of people can't. So I think that's why that stuff stands out to you. Not that you're like going out looking for trouble. It's just that you see those anomalies and you pay attention, and it does. It gives you something to store away for talking about later.
Yeah. Good morning.
It's about that.
I can't even call you Barb. That's weird. That's my aunt. I call her Grant Snarby. Good morning, Janet.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about when we were briefly talking about options, right? You make a choice to engage with somebody verbally to tell them to leave your stuff alone. You need to see what options are. When we talk about Cooper scale, awareness scale, bouncing back and forth between yellow, orange, and red, and so forth. trying to avoid being completely oblivious at condition white and
Complete
fight,
panic.
flight, or freeze, in panic, in condition black. At any rate, when I talk about those levels and condition yellow, I articulate it like looking at a yellow traffic light, right? You're rolling up to a traffic light at 45 miles an hour and it turns yellow. How much information do you take in really quick?
Yeah.
Like, is the car in front of me going to slam on their brakes and stop, or are they going to go through it so I can go through it? Is there any cops sitting at the intersection? Are there any people waiting to walk across the street? You look at all these things, and the only reason you can decide to either hit the gas or hit the brakes quick is because you have pre-formed plans in your head. Hey, if there's a cop sitting at the other side of the stoplight, I'm going to hit the brakes, right? You're not coming up with that plan in the moment. You've got all these decisions made. So when you see that person screwing around with your car or your bicycle, sorry, I didn't mean to grab your hair, see that person messing around with your stuff, you should formulate some potential options in your head of what you need to do if, right? So if this happens, I do this. If this happens, I do this. And it gives you a better chance of making the right choice quickly.
Yep. I agree.
All right. Anything else before we go away? We got to get the doors open here in a few minutes.
I don't think so.
Good. We didn't want to hear you talk anymore anyway.
I know. Story of my life.
Yet you haven't learned anything from
I know,
us.
I can't. I try.
All right, so again, 12 Days of Christmas are continuing to roll on. Today is 10% off of all rifles and free extra person on a lane. Why don't I get a high?
I understand.
And again, if you're a member, you can take advantage of all the deals. Tomorrow is crazy day for training. 50% off of training classes. You can get 50% off of most classes, not all classes. Something that I want to throw out there. When you buy a class from us, you can retake that class at any time for free. There's parameters on that. One of those parameters is that you can't have gotten it at 50% off sale. It can't be something you won in a raffle or something like that. You have to have gotten a class at regular price. So, I have had one person already tell me that, hey, I'd rather just buy it at full price and be able to retake the class another time, which is totally cool. And you can do that. Real quick, basic outline of it. There has to be a minimum number of people in the class, minimum of 3. There's only 1 free spot per class. And if you ask to retake a class and you don't show up for it, you're done. You don't have to do it again.
And it has to be no sooner than 48 hours.
Yeah, you got to wait until 48 hours.
To the minute.
To the minute.
We got people that play the game. It's
They try to send it
awesome.
at 4 o'clock in the morning, so when we check the email at 8 o'clock the next morning, they're like, oh, I was there first. No, you were too early.
I love
sorry.
the ambition, though.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
awesome.
you want to come in here and train.
Yeah, and it's cool because we tried for a really long time not to set rules, but it's gotten too popular, which is a good thing.
Yeah, it
right?
is. We love seeing people train.
We had to, it bit us a few times where we had a class full of free people and like one paid person in a class of 6 people. I can't do that. Any rate, that sale starts tomorrow. If you're a member, you can take advantage of it, and you can do it today and have a much better chance of getting a class that you want. Classes sell out super fast, especially tomorrow.
Now, what I think you need to clarify on the retake thing, because if you don't buy it at, the 50% discount does not allow for that retake.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I said that. Yeah, if you got it at 50% off, or you won it in a raffle, or it's some companies, depending on who you work for, will buy you a class, right? That kind of stuff doesn't count. But if you paid for the class, you paid regular price. If you're a member and you get your member discount, that's fine.
Or class discount.
Or post-class discount, that's fine. But the 50% off sale does not count for the retakes. Just keep that in mind. If you guys have any questions, just let us know. Any general questions, you can just shoot us a message here on Facebook or info@therangeSTL.com. Any training questions, training@therangeSTL.com. We'll have all sorts of them tomorrow. Yes, ma'am?
If you have anything that you want us to go over on the live, let us know. We'll do our best to.
Yeah. Or to make YouTube video about.
Yeah.
Apparently, we had some people arguing about one of our videos the other day.
Oh,
on
the level
holstering.
3s.
We need to do a
Video on
holster
it.
draw video and reholstering video for sure.
Yeah.
I'll use the pinky again.
You use the pinky.
Oh, that got
If you
that
know,
got a
you
lot
know.
of
You know.
You know.
that got a lot of hits.
14803 Manchester Road in
Beautiful
Baldwin,
Baldwin,
Missouri.
Missouri.
Oh, it took
See,
you
I
way too
got
long.
it.
She
I had to think
She
about
paid
it.
Yeah, I had to think about it. 10 to 8, Monday to Friday, Saturday 9 to 6, Sunday 10 to 6. You guys need something, come see us. See you later.
Bye, Mom.
Stay safe, be nice to one another.